And aloha ke kahiaka, another edition of the Kapacafe, right here on Kapa Hawaiian FM 99.1, 100.3, and of course online at kaparadio.com. Mahalo to our sponsor today, Kona Grow House. Call them for daily specials at 323-3512.
You get your school uniform on.
Because I'm a working mom, working jobs and homeschooling at the same time.
Which why she's talking to me like I'm in high school. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very privileged to talk story with this gentleman, a very good friend of mine. I will call him by a bunch of other nicknames throughout the show, but we'd like to welcome aboard Mr. Jesse Snyder to the Kapa Cafe.
Good morning.
Thank you. Yeah, mahalo. Thank you so much for.
So let me start first nickname. We know him in the music business. We know him as Romy Rome.
Romy Rome Jerome.
Right. If there was a way I would describe him, I would describe him as Michael Bublé meets Morris Day.
All right. I
right?
like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. That's exactly what I'm going for.
Just most recently, probably everybody knows you. Well, they see you everywhere playing, but for of course being a part of Kahulanui, being the arranger for the horns, and I guess you'd say the music director on that side. How's that been for you, man? Coming in from what you've been doing and then diving into Hawaiian music.
It was amazing. I had never really been exposed to Hawaiian music growing up on the East Coast, and who else but Lennon Ipo to give you your intro to Hawaiian music, baptism by fire, and he showed me a video of Ray Kinney, and he was like, "This is what I want to do," and it struck a chord with me because I was just so into, the swing music of the 1940s, 30s and 40s, and here it is done, in a Hawaiian group. It was just, it was perfect. I was like, wow, I'll give this a try. I'd love to try to write some stuff. That's what he was looking for, and to be quite honest, I didn't have a whole lot of writing under my belt, but I think just being marinated in that swing music, of the 30s and 40s as a kid, I was a very odd child. That's all
That's all
I listened to.
For my next question, because what was music like on the East Coast where you grew up?
Well, let's see. The last thing I was doing prior to moving out here, I was playing in an R&B, like a smooth jazz sort of a group, and I love that. And it was kind of a shtick thing, where you get to walk around and stand up on tables and a little shock factor, and enjoyed all the venues, but I didn't play nearly as much music as I have since I've moved here. I mean, it's just, which was the last thing I ever thought would happen. I moved out here. I took a job caretaking a property, 300-acre ranch, with a team of people, and I didn't even play for the first year. I started to play up in Hawaii for the first time, maybe a year or so after I moved here at the kapacafe. They gave me my first gig, and I'd play for food.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I had a great time. I'm gonna live forever because of that food. They like, it's like raw food and sourdough. Sourdough with the great grandmother's. Sourdough starter. It's they're amazing people.
What you're talking about. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. So it's So I started to play out a little more, and the Bump City thing that really started, kind of got me back into playing more, and that's when I looked at their arrangements, and Michael Supernaut, he had asked me to kind of look over the horn charts, and I thought, it's kind of fun, and kind of sparked my love for arranging, and I guess it's the OCD side of me. I like to see things in rows and columns. Move all the little black dots where they need to be, and press print.
Funny story. When I first met Jesse was when I was auditioning for Bump City. I pulled up to the wrong house. I think I was going to Mike's house, to Supernaut's house. I went to the wrong house, and the guy working on the garden, I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for Supernaut," and he goes, "Oh, over there." And it was actually you.
Oh, was it me?
Yeah, it was you. You were. Was that the property you were taking care of?
Oh, that was I've taken care of multiple properties.
Okay, because you were taking care of the property next door, I believe.
Next door, yeah, which was another beautiful property. Yeah, so it was me. I probably look like a scarecrow. That's usually my look.
That's why I didn't realize, because then when I had my first rehearsal with you guys, like, hey, you were the guy working on the garden.
Yeah.
Which man, like, that band is filled with some amazing, aside from my dumb butt, it's filled with some amazing, accomplished musicians. Where does your schooling come from? Are you a Berkeley guy or
no? I'm a homegrown cafe kind of guy.
Are you serious?
No way.
Not.
Yeah. Well, I played a lot with my grandfather growing up, and I had a lot of. So let's see. I started out in elementary school. They started us out in 4th grade. My parents noticed that I was just really into it. I'd come home, sit on the couch, and play the clarinet. I was just totally into it. By Christmas, I was playing. I think it was the most difficult tune in the book was "Oh Come All Ye Faithful."
Oh yeah.
And they had heard enough of that. So they were supportive, and they said, well, maybe we got to get him some private lessons. So I started with private lessons. So I had private lessons with reading, and it kind of then morphed into classical studies through middle school and through high school. But really, as soon as I could read basic stuff, my grandfather, I'd go visit him, and we would play for hours. I remember sweat dripping off of his nose onto the keyboard. He played a little keyboard, and he would just have me play the head of whatever those the old standards. I would just flip through the book.
And at this time, this is just on clarinet at this time?
Yeah. I was probably 12 or so, and so I had to know to play play the head of the song, and then he would solo one time through, and then I would have to follow along to know when to come back in, play the head. And if I fooled around on it, he never liked that. He was like, play the melody. And I want to fool around a little, but but yes, I went to the University of the Arts for a semester in Philadelphia. I don't know. I just had enough of schooling. I think at that point, I just couldn't get myself focused. So I never went to college for music. Soon after that, I did go. I tried to go on the road, do Broadway. I had like a little stint there where I had a nice niche of playing for musicals at the local theater, which was cool. But yeah, I your because you have a somewhat of a thespian gift with your voices, because like in Bump City, you're kind of the front man as well, because you do a lot of the I think by default, yeah, I guess, well, I just figured, it's a show band, so I'm kicking and I'm moving, and I'm just trying to bring a little more excitement to the music, because that's entertainment is the whole it's the whole gamut. Some people think they could, and some guys do, they just stand up there and they do their thing, and that's wonderful. But there's so much more that you can add or attempt to add.
Tell us about this new project that you got going on. I was kind of excited. I was like, what? No way. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Well, I've got my own swag too.
Oh, nice.
There it is.
Wow.
JesseJSnyder.com.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice plug.
There we go. Instant commercial. That's a commercial. Okay.
Wait.
Now we're back.
We have to pay him royalties to share this.
Well, so the latest, this album it's amazing that I have the opportunity to even create it. I've got just these amazing people have come into my life, and they've given me the opportunity to. They were just like, go ahead, make your own album. What would you do if you could make an album? And I was thinking, well, I've never thought of that. I never thought I would make an album because I know that I would never save up to to do that. This album is basically a collection of songs that remind me of just the beautiful people in my life that have touched my life, that have influenced me and inspired me. And that's where I came up with the title Muse. At first I started to think of just the beautiful women that have touched my life. At first it started out like that, hence the kind of the lady on the front. But it is a little more than that. There's other father figures in my life that influenced me, and so I just started to compile a list of tunes that I thought I would try to do a version of to kind of pay tribute to them. And then there's a couple other tunes that I just was like, I just love the tune. I thought I had a kind of an idea in my head of what I wanted to do. And it's, as you know, Jazz, that's the exciting part is seeing it, having the dream and then seeing if you can make it, it happen,
we've been playing
the way it is.
Nightbird.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So I got the email that you were doing Waikiki.
Yeah, so Waikiki, that's sort of a, the reason why I chose that is, that was probably, one of the first tunes that I heard in English in the Hawaiian repertoire, and it was with Kahulanui, and they do just an unbelievable version of that. And so I was inspired to kind of pay tribute to them for inspiring me,
How has it been a musician during COVID, man? Like, how have you been, I guess being able to express yourself?
It's been, well, it's really, it's basically non-existent at the moment. Even the process of getting the CD out, that's been held, or the album has been held up. Although we've got probably 2 or 3 more weeks, and we should have a real album, and I'll also get the downloadable version up on the website. But it's, I've like I said, I've mostly been focusing on the farm work. I've played a little bit here and there, but it really does make it difficult when you can't play for people.
How can everybody get your music? And are those Jesse Snyder signature sarongs in the background? Are those available for purchase?
Oh, of course they are. Yes, this is. You can get these on the website. It's the hottest deal. Yeah. No, it's definitely sarong. Yeah. It's never been so wrong. It's never.
How about social media?
Don't decorate your house like this. This is actually just to cover my closet. Say the truth. Ronald getting no doors on his closet.
Where can everybody find you on social media, my man?
So so you can go to Jesse J. Snyder on Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel, Jesse Snyder Hawaii. Please go to the website, jessejsnyder.com. One more time, commercial break. The Jesse J. Snyder on the bottom.
Awesome.
You can listen to the 3 singles there. You can even buy these shirts if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, they're for sale on the website. I'm excited about the album. The whole idea of it is I wanted it to be, you know, an album, something that people can put in, and they can just, you know, put the, you know, start playing the album from the beginning and make dinner for someone you love. You know, that's, you know, it's, I wanted it to be, it's definitely a more intimate side of me, a side that I never really share with anybody, but now I've shared it with everybody.
Awesome.
Aha.
Brad,
And-
thank you so much, my man. I miss playing with you. I hope we get to jam in the immediate future, man.
Oh, I hope so too. It's so good to see you too. You two look beautiful. Yes.
Love you,
so,
brother.
Thank
so
you
great.
so
Love
much.
you too. Thank you
Mahalo
thank you
nui.
so much. Mahalo.